So this is a follow-up video on my aim with your eyes, not the crosshair video, and I got a question. Can you explain how you develop this hand-eye coordination? And I think I can. I just have to make a video about it. So let's break it up in 3 steps. The first step is just watching the bot here, and what's good about these bots, it's the text above them. So simply try to read the text. And if it's hard to read, it's because maybe you're not watching the text. So you should be watching the text, and don't care about where the gun is or the center of the screen is. Just try to read the text here. Follow it with your eyes, and I'm gonna talk about this a bit later, why it's not important. So just try to read the text here, or if you don't have any text on your target, just try to focus on one detail, like the yellow eye here. Well, when it turns, you can't see it, so focus on the engine. Perhaps focus on the engine at the bottom there, so just the flame or the smoke or something. Just focus here and a couple of times like this. Just try to again I switched to trying to read the text here, so I'm training bot. I can read it pretty comfortably, and my hand, of course, when it's just about to get out of view, my hand adjusts the field of view so I can or point of view, so I can read the text. Of course, this is the first step to get the right feeling. So what you notice there, if you made it, if you were able to read text, is that you couldn't read the text on the guns. You couldn't see how many charges you had on the dash, and you can't see how much ammo you have, and you don't know what percentage the ultimate gauge has. So that's when you know you got it right, when you're focusing the targets, because you can't focus on your target this clearly and at the same time watch the gauge. If you want to focus the target and the cooldowns at the same time, you need to have like you need to watch the cooldowns actively, like focus on the cooldown, and then just observe scan the gaming landscape with your peripheral vision. So let's not do that. This is not the lesson. We're just trying to develop the hand-eye coordination. So just try to follow the training bot here. Read the text, and if you analyze this video, if you're like that, you have to rewind and analyze the tape. You will see that my crosshair was not on the target. I just adjusted my view, because the focus, the whole point was to being able to follow my target, not to hit any shots on the target. This takes me to step 2. Let's try to hit some shots on the target. And how do I... Well, I think we can do something simple like this. You just start at step 3, or what am I saying? Step 1, of course. We are not even at step 3. Step 1, just follow the target here and make up your mind. At this point, this midpoint here, you're gonna try to shoot at the target. So just watch it, and yeah, about here. So watch the target and shoot at the target. Yeah, there. Watch the target. Yeah. So I'm not thinking about anything but I'm trying to really just focus the target and just shoot at the target. And so that's how I'm thinking. And now, because it's very easy for me to time the shot, because I'm focused on the target. So I'm just going and now. So it's very, very easy. So this is a very basic exercise you can do. Just keep focusing on the target. Of course, next step is to switch targets like this. So once you're done with one target, you go to the next one, perhaps maybe do one shot each like this. And you know, it's basically step 3 is just a regular warm-up before you before anything. But I want you to keep the feeling from step 1 that you're watching the targets. So this is basically the whole video. So I'm gonna talk about aiming styles now, and the video's done, the advice is done. That's all I have to say about that, really. How to develop that. But I'm gonna talk about some more stuff because it's kind of fun to nerd out, I guess, geek out. So aiming styles, we have a couple of different types of aiming. We have the follow the tracking, we're tracking the target like so, being on the target at the same time. At the same time, what I'm talking about. You just follow the targets like with your crosshair like this. But I'm focusing again. The step 1 is always there. I'm always looking at my target. This doesn't change. I just condition my hand to follow it. So this is like a IDDQD type style where you're very good at tracking targets. Personally, I don't think I'm using this type. I'm more of a I just find it very hard. Say you're trying to get a tracer and you're going like this, and you and it teleports, and you're always going to be behind. So I think my personal style is more of a flick style like this, but I leave it. I don't go like this. I don't reset after every shot. So when it comes to aiming styles, I don't know. I always feel it's very important to be relaxed. I'm using quite a high sense here. I'm gonna show it. So 8.6, that's 20 centimeters per 360 at the moment. I'm using 800 DPI, so it's quite high for a lot of. This is, however, how I always played. We played back in the day in the internet cafes with a small mouse mat where we sat really close to each other, so I didn't have the time, the space to like really have this giant Counter-Strike super large area to move my arm around in. So I use wrist aiming and the claw grip, and if you don't know what that is, you can watch Rocket Jump Ninja. He goes through the aiming techniques and mice and what gaming mice suits different grips and stuff. He's very detailed in that aspect. So anyway, that's my style. So how do we develop this? I guess we have to accept our own style. So if you have a style where you kinda don't wanna be like laser focused like this and just track. This is of course very good with Zarya and Soldier and those type of characters. Track like this. If you think that's uncomfortable, you should actually, if you don't want to train it, you should be comfortable with being uncomfortable with that. If you understand what I'm saying here, you should just accept that that's not your style and just try to hit. So I guess I'm kind of twitchy in my style when I play. And I noticed when I try to fire at Pharah, I'm more like this. If you see Pharah like there, and you try to hit her, and then you see it there, and then you try to hit her, and you see it there, like so. More than, you know, going like whoa like this, or like I guess Taimo has like a ding, 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 where he kind of resets. He did back in the day, a couple of years ago anyway. He had like a ding, like this. And if that's your style, that's your style. Just keep at it. Just try to focus the bots like this, and it's gonna be okay. That's why I basically can try to make a bad imitation of these kind of aiming styles, because The principle is just that I can aim with my eyes here. And of course I missed 2 shots. And why does one miss sometimes? Well, might have changed your mouse sense, or you didn't have your correct amount of coffee, or didn't sleep well, or haven't had enough water, or haven't eaten, or stressed out, nervous, or anything like that. So I can't help you there. That's something you have to find out by yourself. And of course you might have the wrong type of gaming mouse. It might be too large, too small, or too heavy or too light. I can't help you there either, but I'm using this really lightweight final mouse with like a honeycomb pattern. I really like it. It's super light though. I guess that's it. The first part, of course, is the important part. The last part of the video was just me rambling and talking about stuff, because it's fun to make videos. So, good luck, have a nice day.